Hey y'all, it's Belle. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to share with you some Christmassy books that I have read and loved and recommend. So we'll get started. The first one, I think it's at Christmas. I can't really remember all the way if it is, but even if it's not, it's a cozy read and there's a mystery. Looks like it's snowing on the front cover. I read this so long ago, but it's one of my favorites of all time. It's Nooks and Crannies by Jessica Lawson. Tabitha Crumb is a girl with a big imagination and a love for mystery novels, though her parents think her only talent is being a nuisance. She doesn't have a friend in the world except for her pet mouse, Pemberley, with whom she shares her dingy attic bedroom. Then Tabitha receives a mysterious invitation to the country estate of the wealthy but reclusive Countess of Windermere, whose mansion is rumored to be haunted. There she finds herself among 5 other children, none of them sure why they've been summoned. But soon a very big secret will be revealed, a secret that would change their lives forever and put Tabitha's investigative skills to the test. It's like the perfect mystery, detective-like style, and like her little mouse is like her Watson in the way she talks to him, and his name is just perfect with Pemberley. You have illustrations throughout. Humor is amazing, like I mentioned about Jessica Lawson before. Her books have amazing humor. All these kids are also different and great. All the characters, phenomenal. So I highly recommend. So we have Christmas Dinner of Souls by Ross Montgomery. This is like short stories, but it has its own story too. And I say that because there's a main story and then each guest at the dinner tells a story. And they're each very creepy. On a dark and lonely Christmas Eve, in an ancient dining room of an ancient college, Lewis, the kitchen boy, is helping to prepare a highly unusual feast. For tonight is the meeting of a secret club for those who despise children, warmth, happiness, and above all, Christmas. Each guest must compete to tell the most terrifying, gruesome tale they know. Who will win, and how will Lewis ever get out alive? This was very atmospheric, very creepy, and I just loved it. And it's short, but it's a fantastic read. I have so many of his books now, and I think the latest I got was the Chime Seekers. So I really love this and can't wait to read more from him. Then we have the Kringleset Chronicles, Rise Up by Treacher. And the author had sent me this one for review, and I loved it. And I think the next one's supposed to be coming out any time now, so I can't wait to continue. So you think you know about Christmas? Well, that's what Kara thought, until she hitched a ride on the back of Santa's sleigh. Ending up in the Kringleset, part of the magical realm of Yulehagen, was not what she expected, nor was being stuck there for a whole year. As Kara comes to terms with her new life, she is amazed to learn that Christmas isn't made, it's grown, on a farm. Kara is the first human to discover that Kringleset exists, but this is no coincidence. Powerful magic has brought her here for her to discover who she really is. Dark forces are rising. Christmas and Yulehagen are going to need her. But first, Kara must learn to believe in herself and her destiny. Only then will she be able to save Christmas for everyone. This is such a creative idea and such a different take on it. And I read this last year? No. I think I got it right after Christmas, and I read it like right after Christmas, maybe January. And it was so phenomenal. Can't wait for the next one. Then we have a trilogy, the Winterhouse series by Guterson. And the first book is just called Winterhouse. In pages, cutouts where you see the people. So, and that's my pup, Martha, looking out the window. You tell them. You tell them. How dare they? How dare they? I know. And illustrations throughout. I mentioned this in another video, I believe, but every chapter starts with word ladders because they like doing those. The kids like doing that in these books. Second book, The Secrets of Winterhouse. In pages. And the chapters in this one don't start with word ladders like the last one, but they do have a word thing to them. You'll just have to see. The third one is The Winterhouse Mysteries. Pages. And with the cutouts. And the first 2 are set at Christmas. This is Christmas one year, and then the second one is Christmas the following year. But the third one is set in, it says springtime, but it's still atmospheric and cold. It even starts out on a frozen Saturday in mid-March. So it's still cold and atmospheric in the hotel and the mystery. And there's some men doing this puzzle in this one in the lobby, and they're just so cute. I love them. So this whole series is perfect. Like the first 2 books are at Christmas, and then just it's so cozy. Orphan Elizabeth Summers, malevolent Aunt Purdy, and Uncle Burlap ship her off to the ominous Winterhouse Hotel, owned by the peculiar Norbridge Falls. Upon arrival, Elizabeth quickly discovers that Winterhouse has many charms, most notably its massive library. It's not long before she locates a magical book of puzzles that will unlock a mystery involving Norbridge and his sinister family. But as she uncovers the hotel's secrets, Elizabeth starts to realize that she is somehow connected to Winterhouse, for better or for worse. This hotel setting, eccentric guest, this huge library, the magical book of puzzles, the mystery, Norbridge and his family, the twist that we uncover, all the secrets, the friendship she has with Freddie, I think is his name. That's Norbridge and them, and her and Freddie there. I think that's the librarian, if I'm not mistaken. This is one of the first. This is when I first got into middle grade, I think, when I started reading these. It's been a while, but I remember so much, and I love them. Bristol is such a phenomenal illustrator, so I highly recommend this whole trilogy. I have Kate Milford, one of my favorite all-time authors, and all of her books are all of my favorites, but I don't remember if any of the other ones, I don't think any of the other ones are set at Christmas time, but the first two books are set at Christmas time. Of course, the first book is Greenglass House. And there's chapter head illustrations, but I don't see anything other than that except for the opening page. I have Ghosts of Greenglass House. And like I said, these are by Kate Milford. It's the same with this one, chapter head illustrations, and then just this first page. It's wintertime at Greenglass House. The creaky Smuggler's Inn is always quiet during the season, and Milo, the innkeeper's adopted son, plans to spend his holidays relaxing. But on the first icy night of vacation, out of nowhere, the guest bell rings. Then rings again, and again. Soon Milo's home is bursting with odd, secretive guests, each one bearing a strange story that is somehow connected to the rambling old house. As subjects go missing and tempers flare, Milo and Metty, the cook's daughter, must decipher clues and untangle the web of deepening mysteries to discover the truth about Greenglass House and themselves. So his friendship with Metty, his parents, this hotel, all the eccentric hotel guests come, and how they're all connected, and everything we learn, and as we're trying to put this each puzzle piece together to find out what's going on, and the friendship he gets with Metty, and then the twist at the end. Oh, that gave me goosebumps, and I love that scene when it came out. So good. This is so cozy. She has terrific writing. Like, I love her writing. It is so good. It's just, I love all her books, and I hope she continues doing this connected thing in all of them, because they're all different, so it's not like you get bored of it, and it's not the same people all the time, but it's just, she's a genius, really. Like, I love it. And then Milo, and they go into feelings he has being an adopted son and being of a different race than his family, so he always gets these questions that I really can't believe people have the nerve to ask somebody. Like, well, who are your real parents then? Without even nobody even putting forth information, just being like, that's my mom and dad, you know. Well, who are your real parents? Because there's obviously aren't your, like, that's just so rude and ignorant, and people just, and it's a book, but people really do that. So I think anybody who's adopted, and especially that's adopted, like in Milo's situation, where he's of a different race than his adoptive parents, would really relate and see themselves in Milo a little bit, maybe. So some great important issues in here and topics. And I love the game him and Metty play, and then the attic and everything they get out of there, and the game that they play and their names, and it's just all fascinating. I really love that. So highly recommend all of her books, but the first two are set at Christmas. And then we have one I'm sure everybody knows about. The Christmasaurus by Tom Fletcher. This is the first book. And then the second book is The Christmasaurus and the Winter Witch. I was surprised this one came on beautiful sprayed edges. And I have the third one, but I haven't read that yet, so I'll have another video coming of Christmas books I want to read, so that one will be in that video. And it's a hardback, and the naked hardback is beautiful, and I would have got these in hardback, but I don't know if the naked hardback is like that, and I don't want to just get it if it's plain old when I already have. That's fine. But when I started these, like when I started the first book, it was slow for me to get into it. I didn't know if it was going to be a little too young for me. And the bully was really, she's like, for a younger middle grade, this bullying is extreme and she is awful. And I was furious. But that wasn't why it was slow for me to get into it, because that happens and that's real life. But it felt a little younger in some parts. But then once we got into it a little bit, I was really hooked. So it didn't take that long. And then this one was just as phenomenal. I think I like this one even more than the first one, actually. So, and they're filled, like almost every single page is filled with beautiful illustrations. There's only one thing on William Trundle's Christmas list. In William's wildest dreams did he think that Santa would actually bring him a dinosaur. And honestly, neither did Santa. But William is a boy who believes in the magic of the season, even if it includes a strange cast of characters. The meanest girl in school, possibly the world. Santa Claus, yes, the real Santa. A horrible villain called the Hunter, yikes, and a most unusual dinosaur. So I really enjoyed these and cannot wait to get to the third book in December. We have Tinsel, Sibéal Pounder. Probably not saying that first name right now. The Girl Who Invented Christmas. But this is a naked hardback. Beautiful. No dust jacket. In pink. And all it says on the back is, what if somewhere along the way we've all got the Santa story a bit wrong? Join Blanche Claus and her best friend Rinky for a fun, festive sleigh ride you'll never forget. It's the story of what if Santa was a girl. This is the story of how she came to be Santa, like as a little girl, and what she does and her journey and her friendship and all the stuff she goes through to get there and the reason she's doing it. I love that. So I highly recommend. And lastly, we have The Miracle on Ebenezer Street by Catherine Doyle. Okay, we're almost done, and that washing machine is just trying to make me mad, so I'm just gonna ignore it and hope it doesn't bother you too much. But this is the last book. George is about to spend the third Christmas without his mom. Since she died, George's life has felt dull and gray. His dad has thrown himself into his work and has no time for family, and definitely no time for Christmas. Then George stumbles across Marley's Curiosity Shop. There he finds a mysterious snow globe which, though George can't quite understand how, appears to show a scene from George's past, a Christmas in which he and his family were together and happy. That night, George and his dad are swept on an adventure to 3 Christmases, past, present, and future. With help from new friends and just a touch of magic, can they begin life in full color again? A stunning modern reimagining in Charles Dickens's beloved classic, A Christmas Carol. This was fascinating, like the snow globes, the people that helped them during past, present, and future, and everything. So intriguing, very atmospheric. I just love this so much. So there wasn't that many that I have read, but I loved all of these and I'm so excited to read more. I have a lot to read actually that are set for Christmas, and I'll be having that video come soon of books that I want to read at Christmas. Yesterday was Thanksgiving, so now it's time for the Christmas books. I put all my Christmas stuff up November 1st, so I've been ready, and it's even snowing today, so it was perfect time. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you would like to subscribe, I would love that, and I'll have another video coming with the books I want to read in Christmas soon. As usual, all the illustrators will be listed below because I love them, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.